did you used to come here when you were growing up?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I was younger, I went there. I mean, whenever I could. Like every summer, right? You get like this band, or I mean this card, so you can go in like how many times you want per year, right? And yeah. So everyone, like all of my friends used to buy this. We used to buy this, and then we just like come here every week.
So awesome. How long did you say that you lived here?
I think 5 years, maybe. I'm not completely sure. I think around 5, yeah. 5 to 10.
Did you move to Gothenburg then, or just this flat?
No, yeah, just this flat. We lived I don't know, maybe 50 minutes away before. Me and my mother and my dad lived on the same street actually when they split up. But then they both moved like maybe 5 years ago. So my mother moved here and my dad moved to outside Gothenburg.
When did your parents split up? I don't remember.
Age 5 maybe or something around there. I don't remember too much, but yeah, 5, 4 something. Yeah.
Do you still see both of them?
Yeah, like we usually, like now it's not that strict anymore. But when I went to school, we used to change like every week. So like I was at my mother's place 1 week, and then I changed to my dad's place.
What was Jesper like growing up?
Well, very nice, very, yes.
You don't
very
have
nice.
to say that.
No, but it was. No, not much trouble or anything.
Ja, må han leva ut i 100 år. Ja, vi ska leva, ja, vi ska leva.
He was, very small, he was happy. He was all over the place. He was climbing on things and very active. Always been active.
Well, I remember that I always took care of him. So he was like all over the place and left things at wherever we are, and so I took care of him. I remember this once where we were in school and he lost his jacket. And I was like, "Where's your jacket?" I remember calling my mom in tears, very like upset, and be like, "Oh, Jesper lost his jacket." And mom talked to him and was like, "Where's your jacket?" And he was like, "I don't know." That's always how it was, like, didn't care so much. He knew that I took care of it, or mom. So, yeah, that explains how he was as a child.
Did you find his jacket?
I don't know. I think we did, but I don't remember him looking for it.
Would you say you two were close?
Yeah, I think we are.
Jo, det är man filmar när folk...
Andreas, sätt dig hos Jesper nu då.
Så att man liksom...
Whenabouts did he get into football?
I think it was around 6 or 7 when he started with the first team, Frölunda. And that was because his uncle was the trainer and his cousin was in the same team.
Just from when I was playing football, I guess. And this is like when I was maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or something around the time. So I didn't play. I played for maybe 2 years, 2 or 3 years maybe here. I mean, like we won like a lot of tournaments when we were like around this age, to like maybe 12 or something. Like we were like winning like almost every tournament actually, which was it was really nice. I mean, we were traveling to different places, like just like the biggest tournaments and like the just dependent on the tournament how big it was, but we traveled to a lot of places, yeah, around Sweden.
Like, how serious did you take it? Were you?
No, like I was just playing it for fun, right? I didn't really have any intention of like going pro or anything. I mean, if I would have been like good enough, right, and if I would not get injured, right, for sure. But when this happens, it kind of ruins it all, right?
What was it like for you when he got injured?
We didn't know what it was. That was the main problem. They did X-ray, they tried everything, and we still don't know what it is and what it was. But it was sad because I think he was missing, the team feeling. So probably he got a bit depressed, and that's when he started to play.
What did you think about it when he was playing a lot?
I turned off the internet a lot of times because he never come up here and eat or anything. So, well, he played too much.
Was there a point when when he would have come to you and said, I can be really good at this, I can take this seriously? Do you remember what you thought then?
He never told us that, but we didn't know how good he was until he said that a team from Madrid asked him to join. Then we just started to understand that maybe he was good at this. He never said that himself.
I told my parents that I actually want to quit school or take a break and try to become pro, right? And they thought I was joking at first, right? They actually thought I was joking because I said it in the middle of the summer. I had to go back to school because they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. So it took me a month or something, and then I got a contract from McLaren's. They just won a couple of LVP splits before. So that was really, really, really crazy. I think I was really lucky that my parents let me go and just didn't force me to stay in school, right? Because then it wouldn't happen the same thing for sure.
So what did you think when he came with his sort of first contract?
I don't think either me or his father ever thought that he shouldn't go, because this was an opportunity and he was really tired at school. They always told us he was so tiring during the days, and if this was something he wanted to do, we let him do that.
So he quit school at that point,
yeah.
or delayed it for a year?
Yeah.
Was that a difficult decision for you?
No.
I was just doing it for fun in a way, I guess, and trying to become better. That was the goal. So I wasn't really thinking of becoming, that I was pro or something. And of course, I was rookie, right, so I don't get paid very much, but it's also really hard for parents to see that, right, that you get paid really badly or really bad, but it's kind of normal if you're a rookie, and in esports you just have to be, you have to work really hard, right, and I think it's a lot about, you have to be kind of lucky too, especially in the start, I think.
So do you like Gothenburg? Do you like living here?
Yeah, for sure. I have all my friends here now and everything, right? So it's for sure. I really like it, and just the people in general, I think, is usually nice. Yeah.
So have most of your friends from school, are they still around?
Yeah. I think actually maybe not all of them, but most of them are. So from when I went to school, I guess I'm really lucky in that regard.
Do you find it easy to keep friendships with them and stay in touch and stuff?
I think my first year, I didn't talk to them very much, almost nothing. So I was so focused on league and shit, and then when I got back home, it was very. Everyone when I just contacted them, they were just down to meet and everything, right? So I guess I'm really lucky. I didn't really talk to them for, so long, and then suddenly when I'm home, everyone wants to meet again. It was really surprising. Of course it was so nice, but yeah, I thought I would lose, maybe not all, but some of them maybe, but I actually didn't. But we're all pretty good friends in the friends group. We're 10 people maybe, which keep contact, pretty often.
How important do you think that is for like, not even so much like a support network, but just, it's not just like you alone or even you with your team, it's like you know that there's people who
support you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, for sure, it's really important. I think it depends on the person you are, though. I think some people are really fine alone, right, and just working alone. But I think just having people that support you, just help you, I guess, it's like really. I mean, gets your mind off things, right? Especially if it's going bad. So it's just super nice. I mean, it's really beneficial for me, for sure. Fucking
So what was it like coming to Berlin to see him play?
It was nice, but we took the car.
Okay.
So it took like 11 hours. I drove all the way. And it was 2 matches that they won both.
Actually, yeah.
And then they lost
first
2. Yeah.
So is it weird seeing Jeskla play like LEC, considering you saw him when he first started?
Like,
And he was like,
I didn't know what LEC was or LCS. I didn't know anything about that. I just played League of Legends. I didn't know it was a big sport. Then he said like, well, I think I'm going to London and play for Excel. And I was like, oh, nice. Do that. Go for your dreams, like, yeah. And then he started like have money for some reason. I was like, how much do you do when you play? This much. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, like it's really good. It sounds great. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so much easier than it actually is.
was he any good when he started? Or not really?
He always been good at games. Like every game we played, he was the best. So it's kind of annoying. When we played Call of Duty, he had like 40 kills, I had 10 and 70 deaths. He's always been good at everything we done, but not in school. I crushed him in school.
Would you say you're proud of him?
Yeah, I'm proud of him. Like, I would have been proud of him if he started like BVS here in Sweden too. But he always made me proud. Like, it's like a brother. All my friends is like brothers. We're like a brother.
We have a few friends that was in the economics class.
Yeah.
They also played League, and like, so it was kind of, it put us all together. And now like we're still like really good friends, and it's
It
really
wasn't
nice.
like we didn't just play together, but like the game made us see each other and started to hang out, talking to each other at school. And from that we took one more step and started hanging out like together. It was like an explosion. You were silver when I was silver.
Yeah, I mean,
We all were silver, and like the new season came, you just became platinum, then diamond, then master from out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I remembered, I was like, what happened?
yeah, I mean, like no, like everyone's had training and shit, right? Like football training, and I just sat home.
Yeah, that's
Like after I got injured, right? So I just played so much, and I just like played ranked. So it just became like playing football, but
Yeah,
playing.
we remember
on the
you were
computer, know?
sick from school,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah,
went in and looked, you had 10 games in like 8
I was a
hours.
lot of sick from school, like really sick from school at this year. Just being home and playing.
I remember the first time I got angry at the game because I was bad.
That's really.
I played Wukong, you played Yasuo, and we had that wombo combo, and I wouldn't gank you mid because I said I will die, and you said no, we won't. So we lost that game, and after that you said, oh fuck you then, I won't play with you. So I'm like, oh nice. Nice guy. Nice guy.
I'm just a bit competitive, I think.
Yeah, you are.
So how long has it been since you actually lived here properly?
I guess 3 years now, or I guess 2-3 years, yeah. That's when I quit school, right, and I moved to Spain.
Yeah.
So then I've been home for like 3 months a year maybe, or depends on. I know my first year
I had like a, I don't know, 2 weeks break or something, which was really awful.
Do you get homesick when you're away?
After a period of time, it's mostly just like I get burned out, right? It's like I don't want to touch the game, or I don't want to like see the game, right? I don't want other people to play it around me, right? I just want to be alone or be with my friends, right? But that only happens after like a really rough split, usually, or like if I really, I mean, it didn't usually happens, but it goes like really bad. It depends on like how bad the burnout will be, right?
Yeah.
Last year I got really burned out after summer splits. Like
Yeah. Because it's like being like really close.
yeah. I mean, I got like really sick, right? Even after, because I don't know, like I think someone told me in the work, right, that we should expect to be sick, like after split. Like, yeah, sure, you know, like I never get sick, but I got like really sick. Just the body can't deal with it.
So in Mad Lions, you felt you didn't perhaps play up to like your potential, and then in Movie Star at the end of the year, I know it wasn't you particularly, but like the whole team sort of choked. Did you think that was maybe like an issue? Because there's this weird thing in esports, right, where you very quickly get like a reputation for someone who can't play.
Yeah, I mean, people thought that after Mad Lions, so my first split and like ever, and I was like really insecure, not insecure, but I was just like trusting other people's words more than my own, because they had more experience, right? So I wasn't confident in myself. Yeah, confident in myself, and I think like some games, right, I was like really shaking, and I didn't have the best games. But I think like in moves, like just the atmosphere was more stable, and just the atmosphere was just everyone trusted each other, right? So everyone trusted that they would do their job. So it just became a lot easier to play, and of course, even if you do a mistake, right? So you're never scared to do anything. So even if you do a mistake, people won't like judge you for it, right? Which was a really huge issue for me in Mad Lions, at least.
Se muere nadie, cae Gragas, lo puede salvar Movistar Riders, se va a llevar la kill Kaisa, el combo de Warlip es fantástico, doble para Kaisa, y esto se acabó, Ulises, canta lo que ya está aquí, Mad Lions estará en la final de la Superliga ahora, elimina Movistar Riders.
Like after Movistar, like we lost, didn't even make E-Masters, right? So for me it was like a huge failure, but I guess like I proved myself, and I thought it was like I might get like an LSE offer if I'm really, like, not if I'm lucky, but just might get. I don't know what people thought of me, because I didn't even make E-Masters, right? So I was really uncertain. But then like November came, and like the free agent period came, and there was actually teams that started to contact me. So I mean, that just felt really good, because I didn't know actually what people thought of me after not even making E-Masters.
Fighting in a 4v4 as Inspired tries to jump on the back line, but Warlight's still there. Jeskla takes down Inspired, and Excel continues to take. Excel on 3! 1, 2, 3, Excel!
Wait, what the fuck? That was crazy.
And then the first year, what was your first experience of the LEC like? Was it like playing on stage for the first time?
I think I had an issue with like not being confident in myself, because I respected, I mean, people with more experience than me, right? So I just trusted their opinion and kind of let my confidence like sink, right? Because I was really confident before split, because I felt like I've never been this good, like individually. But I had so much like basic stuff to work on too, like just people do so much different stuff in LEC, right? They punish you for the things that you would do in National League, which was like, so the first like, I don't know, few weeks, I was like, I mean, I was not doing the best, right? But in the end, I think I was doing fine, and I kind of found myself again. And I started to play better and better.
I can't play Ash.
Yeah,
That was really crazy. It feels good to win.
Thank you, Jeskla.
Why do you do esports?
I mean, just to become, like, I'm really driven, right? So I want to become the best, like, at what I do, and I want, like, to have the best results, right? And just win. Like, I can't stand losing. Like, I really can't stand losing, and like, winning is the best feeling, of course, and just, I guess, getting recognition for your work and people actually saying, okay, this guy, he can actually play, you know, he's not too bad, you know, and I guess this is like what my drive is right now, at least, but it's always changing after, like, new things happen, right?
Where would you want to be in, let's say, like 2 years?
2 years, I would want to be like a top player in my role for sure. And I know it's really hard because I usually don't think about like 1-2 years, because it's really, in esports you never know what will happen, right? So I usually just take it day by day or like split by split, right? But I mean, I for sure, like, next year, if I get the chance and everything, I want to become like prove to everyone that like I can be top position in my role, of course. I mean, I will work really hard, and just like being able to win, go playoffs, and do well there, I think is I guess the goal right now.